Welcome to Omni Rewatch, the only Ben 10 podcast on the internet. I'm your host, Ramen, and these are my two co-hosts, Kaianimation and Professor Berg. How y'all doing?
Hello.
What was that? What was that, Berg?
It was a burp. A Berg burp.
We both ate
Professor
Wendy's. We both ate Wendy's.
Fucking Wendy's.
I had sushi.
And Kai had the delicious, delectable soup.
Sushi.
She
Sushi.
did.
Yeah. This is the finale of season 2 of Ben 10. That is also the finale of Omni Rewatch. That's right. This is the finale of Omni Rewatch. We will talk more about that towards the end of the podcast. If you have not.
Wait, what do you mean finale? Like
finale of season finale of season 2 of
I'm about to say
the finale of season 2 of Omni Rewatch until we move.
Okay, about this.
Yeah, I already explained it in the chat. But no, it's not the end of the podcast, people. Don't worry. I like
because the way you made it, it sounds like, oh, this is our last episode. Like, what?
Well, I gotta talk like it's as if it's sad. Season 2 is a pretty long season. So, I hope you guys watched the previous episode of the bonus episode of Ben 10 where we react to fanfics and we get pretty spicy in that one. So I hope you guys enjoy that one, and we'll be doing more sometime next year. So Berg, do you want to read the wiki for this episode?
Yeah, sure, of course. For this, we have Back with a Vengeance. Ooh. All right. When visiting Niagara Falls, Ben accidentally unlocks the Master Control feature of the Omnitrix, allowing him to become an alien just by thinking about it at will. Elsewhere, Kevin has assumed control of the Mega Cruiser and locates and revives Vilgax, who realizes the nature of Kevin's mutation and decides he may be of use. Kevin and Vilgax locate Ben and fight until Max attempts to trap the enemies in the Novoid dimension. However, Ben, with his dumbass, gets pulled in as well and ends up continuing his battle in another realm. So Gwen enters the Novoid in order to retrieve Ben. By the way, that dumbass part was not in the actual article.
No. It adds something to it because you're right.
I find it funny that, basically with these descriptions, it's not just like, oh yeah, this is the concept, this is the idea, stick to find out how it ends. It's just like, no, here's the ending too.
And they're like, fuck spoilers, man. Here's what's going on.
Was that the end of the wiki?
That's the end of it, dude.
Okay. So, first impressions, I'll say it. I really, really enjoyed this episode. The team up. I think we've all acknowledged that anytime Kevin's in an episode, it's going to be a good episode. So now we have double trouble. We got Kevin and Vilgax teaming up to destroy fucking Ben. And I think that's fucking awesome. Also, want to highlight that we're probably going to touch on later. I really find it stupid that the watch can be mastered unlock by a child, but I guess Asimov didn't expect a child to fully unlock it. There's no instructions for the Omnitrix, so that's what confuses me. But
I rationalize it by simply just Ben has it on all the time, and he's always fiddling with it, so it's kind of like he was bound to do it eventually.
But kind of similar to the whole him mixing up his aliens when they did the whole fusion shit a couple episodes back.
Yeah, so it makes sense that it would eventually happen, because if you have it on you all the time, that means you have basically a lot of time on your hands to fiddle and figure things out. He didn't really figure it out though. He just kind of was fucking with it because he was bored, and then just went oh, it worked.
You know what the funny thing is? During that time period, you had they were in Niagara Falls, and Max is like, Ben, put that watch down and come. And it's like basically the equivalent, like Ben, put down the fucking iPad, put down the phone, put down the fucking Switch or DS, what the fuck you're playing with.
Ben would 100% be an iPad.
We're looking at water, child.
Ben has a PSP thing. He's been shown to have it in a couple episodes.
Yeah, So that basically he would be that, especially during that time period. He'd be like, put the fucking Game Boy down. It's a PSP, whatever. They're all gizmos to me.
He's also
He doesn't care.
Yeah, but you would think. I do think if Ben didn't accidentally get master control, and those two and Vilgax and Kevin Kane, he would have been fucked because without master control, he would have fucking
100%.
he would have been screwed. Like the timeout is the timeout is 10 minutes. The master control
Timeout
gave
is
him
brutal.
Yeah, dude. Kevin does not seem as strong as before. He got his ass handed to him multiple times.
And then quit.
It's like, no, really, like I think like it was like when a fucking Ben turned to Diamond Head, and he just fucking he's like he just like mollywobs fucking Kevin. He's like boom, boom. It's like, wow. I'm like, damn.
It was like a Mortal Kombat X-ray. You just saw his fucking spine cracking.
Nah. Ben's just over here making like diamond knuckle dusters.
Oh my god. Yo, Kai, what's your first impressions of this episode from watching it?
It's a classic. I like it. It's a very good episode. It introduces master control because like a lot of the times when I watched this as a kid, and a lot of I talked about it with my friends, we would always be like, "Oh, how would we use the Omnitrix and that sort of thing?" So this adds to the scenario. This adds like a whole nother layer of like, oh my god, now that we know there's master control, that just adds way more to the possibilities.
Yeah, I think master control just like for any like Ben 10 person making a Ben 10 OC, it's like a dream for like any person with an Omnitrix, like to freely have the ability to just transform to any alien at will by just like saying it or thinking it is the fucking best. I do think this is the reason I like this episode is definitely because the introduction of master control and just Ben's enemies team up. I think as the show gets progressively like the show goes on, Ben does get more enemies and more of them do team up. It's these two just happen to be the most iconic ones out of the two for me personally.
Yep, and this is the first and last time we'll ever see master control actually used effectively. Every other time, it's an afterthought. Like all the Ben 10Ks have master control. Doesn't feel like it though.
It's an afterthought.
It's an afterthought for most of them. Like, hell, the time when Ben got it back, he was less efficient with it than he was when he had it when he was 10. Because, like, literally they get captured by the hybrid, and Ben's like, well, shit, I'm sorry, guys, I don't know what to do. They're like, don't you have master control now? He's like, oh, right. Humongous. Like, he has to shout it. He doesn't think it like he did when he was a kid. I'm like, come on now. It's like, you had it when you were 10.
He's like, bro's like a fucking toad. He's like, Henshin, transform! It's like, humongosaur! It's like,
yeah, he's always just, like, he basically is over here just like, Shazam! It's like, come on.
That's his battle cry. That's his battle cry, Kai. Come on, man.
I mean, I think it is.
It, though. It's like, oh yeah, way to alert the guards, Ben. Now you shouted humongosaur.
It's like supposed to strike fear in enemies.
Your ass is like, yeah, humongosaur. It's like, humongosaur.
Yeah, and then all the Ben 10Ks we've seen claim they have it, but they don't use it nearly as effectively. They're just like Ben 10, the first Ben 10K we saw use it decently effectively. He would switch like way more often than the rest. Second one we have, he's just like, oh, I can turn into them, but not turn into them, and the process is really long. So let me just stick to one alien all the time. Like, because it seems like it takes longer for him to transform. He has to wait for the hologram to pop up behind him. He's got to shout the name, and then he's got to wait for his body to change in real time.
I feel like Master Control was just a fucking. I feel like this is something the writers kind of wrote themselves in the corner because they thought like, oh, what if Ben can actually transform at will and stay for long periods of time? They realized, I think they realized if Ben can do that, almost every episode will be solved pretty easily when you think about it.
Yeah, especially because like Ben doesn't have a conscience as much. Like he doesn't really object to violence, nor so he like somebody would just be robbing a bank. You just turn to forearms and throw them into a wall, and he's like, well, that was pretty easy.
He's like
this episode seems like it's a it's a pretty big deal about Master Control is a pretty big deal, but from what you're saying, because I haven't watched Alien Force in a while, it does seem like if Ben uses it in the weirdest way possible, because not only are the writers writing Master Control in, they're also writing in the fact that all of Ben's aliens and every time Ben transforms into an alien in Alien Force, he shouts every single one of their names, and they kind of I feel like they only did that because that way people know the aliens' names. They use the excuse because it's a battle cry. I'm like, I'm sorry, if I heard the word spider monkey as a battle cry, I would not be fucking intimidated.
that'd be funny. Like, spider monkey.
It was also very much for ad spots, because like in every ad spot they always use like they're like, oh, new transformations, and then they would like show off one of the aliens just shouting their names and shit like that. So I feel like that's part of the reason.
You think it's a toy thing?
But yeah, it's definitely it's for marketability, which I don't mind. I just wish, because it was the finale of Alien Force where he just got Master Control, so that's why I was like, okay, great, we could see him go crazy again. No, he still uses the dial most of the time for selecting. He has to shout the names instead of just thinking it. And then all the Ben 10Ks don't use it well either. The one in Omniverse, he barely uses it. He just goes like Atomic X all the time. It's like, come on, no.
I think we all think I like it more in the OG series, because it felt like when we were getting to know about the Omnitrix and how it works, I think Mass Control was something we were all excited for, because no offense to some of the episodes, but the timeout can get in. Ben's as frustrated as Ben gets with the timeout. We are frustrated too with the fact that he has to wait, and there are times where the timeout function is negated to make sure that it fits into the plot. So like it almost feels like it's paused, but like I do think the timeout I think Master Control is a big deal here because of all the times we watched Ben 10 and we were insanely frustrated with him timing out multiple fucking times for no reason.
Yeah, it's basically usually used as like a writing device for the writers, where it's just like, okay, how are we going to add like some stakes, or how are we going to include change of scenery? Just have them time out so that they're forced to run away.
It's really
demands it.
It's kind of like how the CW Flash, where like the second the villain is out of frame, suddenly he's just gone. Despite the fact that Flash can search within like the next 10 city blocks.
Dude, just like the finale of the Flash, just like Ben 10, every finale of the Flash, he gets a fucking new superpower, never uses it again, and if he does, it's nerfed. Like he has fucking I don't think Ben uses.
Like, yes. It's like, yes, you're faster than the speed of light now. Oh, cool. Does that mean I could actually take down like normal villains like Captain Boomerang way easier? No. What made you think that?
You're nerf on the show. You're nerf when it comes
stronger. The Speed Force is just like, no, we actually upgraded them. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, those are bad guys. It's like, yeah, but we wanted to make sure they could keep up with you. We felt bad.
Yeah, no, we listen, Barry. We gotta be honest with you. We need the ratings. So we got
nerf you for a while.
He has super speed now. He's like he has super speed. He ice skates at super speed.
yeah. The Master Control is cool, but like Berg, what's your first impression of this episode? What do you think of it? What are your thoughts on it?
So honestly, I actually remember watching this as a kid, and back then I also liked it as well. I thought it was cool, and actually as an adult, I think and remember it's just as good as I remember. I love the fact that you have Vilgax and Kevin teaming up, and the thing is, what I love is that in like a lot of villain team ups, these guys kind of hate each other. They really do not like each other. Their personalities are clashing with each other. Like Vilgax, he's the more elegant, he's more intelligent. Also, just fucking swole. Like I think this is the first episode we finally see like the Vilgax that a lot of people are familiar with. Like he's all swollen shit, and I'm like he has these, like bro has like all these tubes that pump for steroids. It's like Bane with his venom. It's just so. But he's basically
got gains.
He did. And then you have Kevin, who is just this brash. He's young. He's rebellious. And I love that, like, they do have a common goal where it's like, hey, we got to beat Gwen, not Ben. I'm sorry, not Gwen. Beat Ben. But at the end of the day, their personalities do constantly clash with each other. And I kind of like that. I also love the fact that Ben does get a little bit arrogant when it comes to using the Master Control. And if it just eventually leads to him going into the Null Void. I love the fact that Gwen had a chance to shine. Like, that's when Gwen had a chance to shine this episode by actually once saving Ben.
Twice. Two
definitely.
episodes in continuous, bro. Because Gwen saved Ben's ass in that mutation episode, Dr. Animal. And this one, Gwen does it again, bro.
Yeah, so she's definitely, like, she really has come a long way from the first half of the series where we just kind of hate on her. She was constantly complaining. She was just being a total nag. Now here she is being on her, like, she's starting to prove herself more. And I really like that transition came there.
Yeah, thank goodness. I can't take another season of her just being like the screaming girl.
Compilation of like a form of previous seasons where we just shit on Gwen because of holy crap, but her character has come really far, and the fact that there's more, Grandpa Max has more trust, and not just Ben, but Gwen into giving her the equipment she needs to get Ben out. Because I'm gonna be real with you, if it was Grandpa Max going in there, he had the biggest fucking heart attack. I get he's a plumber, but you have to also realize he's a fucking old man, and he may be skilled, but not in the Null Void.
Been through worse. He goes through worse eventually. So I feel.
I know he goes through worse, but
also I feel like that jetpack's low key really tiny, and it could barely hold a Villigas.
Yeah, yeah.
Which reminds me, can I point this out in the episode that basically, like, the plumbers have this like child-size suit for them. It's like, okay, and if we need kids, child soldiers, we got this small-ass plumber costume right here.
How I see it is like in Omniverse, where the plumbers are more like they, in the Omniverse, they kind of dive into how the plumbers work and like the plumbers HQ, and like there's different, like some plumbers are aliens too. I do think like those are like issued. There's like, I do feel like there are some plumbers who are like that kind of size, who are that like short.
Yeah, like little people, plumbers,
little people, but also a alien who's a plumber. I do think that's what I'm like. That's what I'm saying. Like Max just probably grabbed different suits in different sizes.
I don't know really, because I don't think there were any alien plumbers, at least stationed on Earth at the time, judging off of like the Omniverse flashbacks for when the plumbers were briefly reinstated.
They're hidden, Kai. They're hidden, like in that Ben 10 Time movie.
No. The funny thing about the timeline, when you look at it, okay, plumbers are decommissioned. They're not really active on Earth. All throughout the original series, they're briefly recommissioned because they're there to rebuild the plumber base on Mount Rushmore. Then they're decommissioned again when Ben takes the Omnichicks off. And then they're recommissioned, like reinstated after Alien Force.
Yeah, maybe,
because they're like, shit, there was an alien invasion going on.
Maybe the plumbers were going through a phase, man. I don't know.
They come back for 2 years, dip again, and they come back again.
Dude, here's my thing. My theory is that it's kind of like sand armor, where it's like it just basically just comes in it's a one size fits all. It's just stretching out to fit any size. That's my theory about that thing.
I just think that's a good theory. I just think Grandpa Max is like, he's confident his kids were gonna be plumbers automatically, to the point where, you know, he had those stored away just in case.
I mean, there is also the thing is that we see it later in the series, but Grandpa Max does just straight up have these plumber badges that just, like, when stuck onto somebody, they just grow around them. So it could just be a variant of those.
Yeah, I think Berg, you're right on that one. Then it's sort of like the shoes from Back to the Future, or like the coat from Back to the Future, where Marty is like, where like it just kind of shrinks to the person who's like wearing it and fits them. Like,
I mean, yeah. If they could crack if they found a way to just make a gun that can tear a hole through the universe, and they still have to like wear zip ups and shit, then that's just, they have the wrong goals, honestly.
Dude,
let me get this straight. You can tear a hole in the universe, but you still got to tie your shoes. What are you doing here?
I love Grandpa Max's, because we've seen as the show's gone on, we've seen, you know, the trust Grandpa Max puts on Gwen and Ben. In this episode, Grandpa Max fully puts his entire trust on, and Gwen has already proven that he's capable in the few episodes we've seen, that she herself could definitely handle herself. So I do like that Grandpa Max gave her the gear, the guns, and she was smart enough to trick fucking Vilgax that he had the Omnitrix, which has gotta be the funniest fucking shit, that he got tricked by a fucking girl.
You know what the fun? No, that's like okay. So funny fact. So at the end of the episode, like okay, so basically to give some context, at the end of the episode, Vilgax and Kevin actually see them ripping off the Omnitrix from Ben, and it looks painful as fuck. Like you see, like you even see like Ben's skin just being pulled. It like thankfully doesn't rip off because that's a kid show, but it looks so fucking like just uneasy. And by the way, Kevin is he's showing his sadistic side. He's smiling and shit. He's like, oh yeah, the boy, this got hurt badly.
I forgot how demented he is.
Yeah, no, exactly.
He was taking so much pleasure in that.
Dude, it is so weird because it's so weird because I remember watching like Alien Force. I'm like, is showing us the same Kevin 11 from the original series? Because bro seems more chill.
It's funny. It's funny you say that, Berg, because then when he becomes a mutated thing again in Alien Force, they explain it that when Kevin is in that form, or
when mutated, he loses
control. He becomes insane. He pretty much. So when we take that into context, and in this one, that Kevin 11 is not in full control. That's like that Kevin 11's. It's somewhere in there, but that's definitely an insane Kevin 11. That's not
definitely
the Kevin 11 we know.
It changes with how far they age, which is why Agrigor was able to like safely fuse with a shit ton of aliens and then just go like, oh yeah, I'm still as smart as ever.
Yeah.
Fair enough there.
Yeah, so but it just changes the age. Like at the point Kevin is right now, he can like pretty safely absorb Ben's aliens from the Omnitrix and just maintain a relative level of control. He admits that he still went a little off the deep end when fighting, but he can like bring himself back to reality.
Yeah,
so that's good. That's just at the point he's at. So if anything, if like what we see from Kevin 11,000 in the one alternate universe, yeah, Kevin's like pretty close to being really powerful as hell. If he's just able to casually absorb the Omnitrix and then maintain sanity.
Fair enough. But basically, what happened was that Kevin he ends up betraying Vilgax, and they fight over the Omnitrix, and Gwen. It was also this another funny thing, like when they're about to be saved, Vilgax actually not Vilgax, like Gwen drops the Omnitrix. Gwen drops the Omnitrix, and Vilgax tries to save it, but Kevin tries to take him down. By the way, this is a funny thing. Another thing. So Kevin actually takes Gwen for a bit, and she fucking pulls out a fucking pistol on him and tries to shout him. It's like
she's just like, fuck, shoot it in the eye.
That's their first encounter. That's the
first eye too.
And I find it so funny. I'm like, yeah, these two are gonna be dating in about a couple of years, and I'm thinking to myself, like, in the alternate universe where in the Ultimate Ben 10,000 universe where Kevin's actually pretty chill, if they have children, they're like, hey, mom, dad, how'd you it's like, how'd you guys meet? It's like, I tried shooting your father.
So like, yeah, he just held me in his arms, and then I pulled out a gun and tried to shoot him. It's like he blocked it though pretty fast. You know how your father is.
And believe it or not, that is their first encounter, because multiple times we've seen either Kevin and Gwen be in the same like proximity. They have never fucking spoken to each other.
That's their first date. But basically,
Evelyn, I'm pretty sure still exists. Because there's like a throwaway line in Omniverse for a flash forward where they're just like, oh yeah, sorry, Devlin couldn't make it. It's not the same one we've seen before, obviously. But it was from a universe with Kevin still being...
But basically, there is a universe where they do have kids together, and basically and it's the same guy. What was it? What's his name? Devlin, was it? I'm sorry, it's been so. Yeah, there we go. Devlin 11.
Devlin 11. Yeah, so it's just a different. He's still alive in that universe. Like he was still made, or technically, it's not the same version of him because Devlin in the original timeline, we don't know who his mom is.
Yeah, so basically Devlin. So this in the later universe,
Ginger Devlin.
And so we're gonna talk. And we're probably gonna talk about this when we get to the Ben 10,000 episode where I think it was 1010 or something like that. So we'll eventually get to all that later. But basically what Gwen does is that she fixes Omnitrix with a fucking grenade, and it blows up in Vilgax's place like a fucking Looney Tunes character. It's like.
I was hilarious. You cannot believe because I haven't watched this episode in a while. You cannot believe how funny that was when we watched it. Because holy fuck, how dumb is he? And people be like, "Oh, Vilgax is a fucking genius." I'm like, he got tricked by a little girl pulling the switcheroo. I don't think he's that fucking smart.
Oh no, Vilgax has never been a genius, considering like he's like, oh yes, I finally got my hands on the Omnitrix, the thing I've sought after for so long. He has it on his wrist, and then he goes like, Ben, how do I use this again?
Bro. Fucking. And
I feel like Vilgax is just.
Isn't he the master? Isn't he the master? No. His sister. Isn't his sister, right?
I think they're just from the same species.
Okay, so their girl who's in the same species as him knows how to use the Omnitrix and built it. Why is he portraying himself as the master of the Omnitrix? He doesn't even know how to fucking use it. A 10-year-old knows how to use it better than him, and he's a proclaimed master. Even if he got it, he would not know how to use it in general. I don't think he would. Would he?
No.
Or
it depends on the kind. It depends on which one. First gen, yes. Second gen, maybe. Because he's had it before. Third gen, no. Fourth gen, definitely not. Ben doesn't even know how to use it.
Yeah, the Omniverse one's fucking confusing.
And then fifth gen, I don't think he would, but also I'm pretty sure Vilgax is dead in the future. Purely just because we never hear word of him, and Ben 10K never voices him as a concern. I'm pretty sure Vilgax is just dead.
I think in general he is dead. But Ben not only cracked Master Control, he low-key just zeroed out Master Control, and I do want to acknowledge that he somehow figured out how to do both in the time frame it took him to fucking get his ass grabbed into the null void, and that's honestly impressive. And that's honestly impressive for a fucking 10-year-old. I'm gonna be real.
Yeah, I'm surprised, but also I find it hilarious that the Omnitrix basically acts like an iPhone, where your emergency code the first time is different than the second time. Because the Master Control code, he tried it again, and then it's just it's not working. It's it must have changed.
So you think he
the ultimate salt in the wound?
You think he just put the same combination he used to unlock the Master Control, and then that zeroed it out? Is that how he did it?
Yeah,
that's
I remember. I believe one time I did do it where I compared it, and it's the same. I don't remember what it is, but it is left, something, right.
Oh, I know. I've seen it in I have the iPhone. I have the Android Watch app on my phone, and you have to. It's the same thing too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Honestly, there's also this part where I laughed, where I'm like, we all know I think we tend to forget that Kevin is also he's 11. So
because he's taunting Ben. He's like come out chicken.
That took us out, bro.
I'm like,
we were just we all just looked at each other basically what the fuck.
That's right. He's still a fucking kid. That's right.
There is nowhere in hell There's no way in hell Vilgax knew that he was teaming up with an 11-year-old at all. He just thought...
Wait, was like, why are you making that weird? It's like, what's a chicken? It's like, it's a
Earth bird. Wait a minute, how old are you?
It's like 11.
That's never brought up. That's never brought up. Oh my god, that's so funny.
It's like, oh my various space gods, what have I got myself into?
Because
one thing I'm very glad didn't happen is not because I was low-key expecting just the usual like where Ben turns them against each other by going like, oh yeah, who's gonna get the Omnitrix after I get it? Like they did. I was really expecting him to pull some shit like that where to pin them against each other to buy himself time, but no, they never did that, and I'm happy.
No, it's just again they kind of just did it on their own because it's like I think the moment they got the Omnitrix, they were like, fuck you. It's like Kevin's like, fuck you, it's mine, bitch.
Yeah, they had like a silent agreement. It's basically like where we have a truce until we can't.
Was it like fucking?
It's basically like is Ben defeated? Yeah, all right, fucking fight for all right. Omnitrix is mine, bitch. It's like just gonna fight over it now.
It's like when Sandman teams up with fucking Venom in Spider-Man 3. They do it for their mutual hatred of Peter Parker. Oh my god!
That's in the video game where he holds his daughter hostage.
Jesus fuck! What the fuck? What?
Oh man! No! He's referring to she's referring to the Spider-Man 2 video game.
No,
like
3.
Oh, that's right. Like, I'm sorry, I got this confused.
Yeah, where he looks all beefy too. Like they gave him muscle tone, but like a gross amount, like not the really exaggerated, like bulky Venom muscle tone. Hold on, I'll find it for you. Here you go.
Venom.
I want you to be traumatized the same way as I was because you look gross.
You got a weird buff version of Topher Grace Venom.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, I want to see Topher Grace just like work out and shit, just like.
Oh god, this is hilarious.
Honestly, Topher Grace would have made a great Peter Parker. That's a weird thing, though.
The fuck is that?
Let me see this thing. Hold on.
I guys, because this is a podcast, I have to tell you what we're reacting to. This is the buffest Venom I've ever seen.
Oh my god!
Would
that actually appeared in Spider-Man 3?
It looks like a custom WWE character that just got inserted to a fucking game. What the fuck?
Oh boy! Hold on.
That is not right. That is not. Yeah. That does not look right.
His voice is like distorted in the suit too. It's funny.
God, that looks so atrocious. Fucking make him skinny or say fuck off because the body proportions freak me the fuck out.
I'm trying to remember how to screenshot right now.
I don't like that. That looks disturbing.
How do you screenshot Windows? I forget.
Well, let's get back to it.
Where are we going?
That's right. I got it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Speaking on the 10-year-old Kevin, Vilgax has more of a motivation to get the Omnitrix. What the fuck does Kevin want to fucking do? Because even if he gets it, it's not going to.
I think he just wants to spite Ben.
I think that's the thing because it seems like overkill with there. It's like. It seems like overkill because he already has the DNA of the aliens and his already. So it's like, what more can he do with the Omnitrix? He's like, oh, I'm going to use this to take over the world. How?
What? What do you mean? You already have all his DNA. Take over the world already.
That was your catchphrase. I have all your powers plus my own. Remember that, Kevin's insane.
Oh
yeah,
He just doesn't like that.
And I think that's kind of the reason why I think that is probably. Why I think that's probably like one of the downsides of this episode is like Kevin's motivation. I mean, if I get him wanting to beat up Ben, I feel like this is what should have been like Kevin should have like I get 10 to sin, you get the Omnitrix, and I'm like, and then Phil goes like, all right, fine by me. I'm still gonna kill you anyway. What? Nothing.
Right there. I would have preferred what you just said, Berg. I would have preferred that because it doesn't make sense for him to have the Omnitrix. I get Vilgax's motivation because he wants to use it.
Why he would want it.
Yeah, we don't get why Kevin wants it because even if he does, what is he gonna get? Fucking Cannonbolt's DNA because you do realize it only has a finite of DNA within it. You have all of them. You're just gonna gain one more, and it's not going to do anything to you. You have all his powers. Take over the world. That's all you need to do. You can take over the world. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, be like Brightburn, take the world.
It's like you have all the power. Why do you still need the power source to do it? You don't.
Right.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, as I like this episode is just I think Burg.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's the last point. That's like the only thing that like probably brings it down a bit.
Yeah, it's like the closest thing we're probably gonna find to like a genuine plot oversight, because like the rest seems pretty solid.
Yeah, and I do this one scene that's like super that it's my favorite scene in any like Ben 10 like anything. It's where he doesn't have the Omnitrix, and I'm gonna break down the scene. So he doesn't have the Omnitrix, and he's like, he has to get out of the null void, and he only has a certain amount of time. So he taps into some sort of martial arts, like he pretty much just becomes like a badass, and he fucking jumps over rocks and shit, and and it's just so fucking cool to see, and he makes it in time. I'm like, okay, so even without the Omnitrix, he low-key has skills that he's been hiding, and I fucking dig that, bro, because he can still kick ass. Like I did like that scene where he just fucking just tumbles in a null void and just goes into it's fucking awesome. And in Gwen,
I think for that.
Yeah, sorry, you go.
Sorry. I think for that reason is because I think if it was like early, like first season Ben, I would not believe it. But because Ben has been situations where he has to use his wit and agility to get out of situations, especially when the Omnitrix is timed out, I can definitely believe that. Yeah, he definitely used those skills to help him escape from the null void.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would assume, like, him being those aliens, he picked up some sort of combat skills or some sort of, like, thing from them.
Probably.
Yeah. I don't know how the Omnitrix works all too well. I think most of us do, but...
No, it works how the plot feels like it should work that day.
I would assume, personally, this is just my canon, well, Ben's not the aliens. He does retain some of their inherent traits and how they move or fight. So I would assume Ben picked maybe whatever he picked up from that, or maybe he just had like that small burst of like anime protag energy and said, "Fuck it, I don't need that watch."
Like bro's just running on pure adrenaline. He's just just not thinking, just do it. Which, by the way, I gotta talk about the fight scene in No Void where Ben is like beating up Vilgax, Kevin, and those like weird flying alien things that look like wildlife species. Again, I'm sorry, I forgot their
Vulpamancers, you're good, man. Don't worry.
That's what I'm here for. You don't need to call them by their species name. I don't care.
Thank you, Professor Kai.
God damn it, two professors and one guy and one ramen. This sucks. I don't have my professor degree again, guys.
You're a professor in donut sciences.
That's not a real science.
Donutology, dude.
And neither is Ben 10. What do you mean?
It's a real science. What do you mean? What were you gonna say, Berg?
Imagine that being a college.
Oh my god, that would be like Ben 10 alien. Actually, I'm surprised that isn't. Like, do you have any idea how much like the plumber species, like the plumbers, like we have our own university, just like how to be like understanding the aliens? Shit, that'd be fucking awesome.
Oh man, I wish.
If I lived in the Ben 10 universe, I would 100% have like a deep passion of like alien biology and shit. Like I'd be a professor at that. Just like, I know about every alien. It's just like this one. I have a theory that these two are connected.
I joined the plumbers mainly for those cool ass jumpsuits and jetpacks. I'd be like, I'm here for the jetpacks and only the jetpacks.
Tells me that Ramen's flunking out of plumbers college.
You only came for the jetpacks.
You know how many jackasses we get for the jetpacks alone?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure those jackasses don't know how to use a jetpack, and I don't either, but I want one.
But basically what I was saying is like the fight scene that was like he's just constantly transforming into different aliens. How he's using each of the aliens work for the various environments. Like that was just so cool. And the fact that Kai tells me, and the fact that Kai tells me he does not do that shit again, it's kind of fucked. It's kind of just wasted potential.
Sorry.
Because I feel like
I didn't want to break it to you.
I feel like when in this scene, the scene that Burg you're talking about, the animation's like very fluid when he just transforms like to an alien. He just goes from alien to alien, and it does seem like Ben is just straight up just having fun because with Master Control, there's a when you know you can just transform to any alien to get yourself out of trouble, there's some sort of... It feels like you're safe in a way. It feels like you're in it feels like you're very safe. Like you don't need to worry about danger because any alien you transform into can get you out of trouble. And that's how I feel like Ben felt safe using the Master Control, because if it was him timing out, if he had that 10-minute timeout while in the null void, I really feel like the pressure would have been put on him a lot. Like it would have been 10 times worse for him. Yeah, because he would have fucking fallen on that rock. No, he's going from Wildma to Gray Matter to fucking to
Stink Fly, Forearms,
Stink Fly. Yeah, it's almost all the aliens besides Ghost Freak, which again we.
That's enough. That's what I think. The Ghost Freak was just because it's like there are like I feel like Ghost Freak would have been, as Kai pointed out, Ghost Freak would have been fucking useful as a way just be like turning invisible and just not being able to be touched. Be like, because one of the fight scenes, fucking Vilgax just body slams Ben. It's just like because they're in Niagara Falls, they're on one of those cart crane things. And he just like fucking jumps up like a WWE wrestler and just fucking takes him and just fucking goes down. Like oh, and the Vilgax comes out and hits the body slam.
I just wanted to see that clip, but just with the added MP3 of just, and his name was John Cena.
Dude, the amount of times Kevin 11 was fucking bodied and hit, bro, I'm just gonna be honest. The man takes more fucking L's. I love Kevin 11, but he takes a lot of fucking hits from Ben. And I'm like, bro, what happened to did you not train? Did you not prepare? Like, what are you doing, man? You have
he was surrounded by people infinitely weaker than him, so he probably didn't prepare.
I think that is the thing, because you have to remember, by the way, fuck, what was the guy's name the last episode? What was the guy's name who actually beat the shit? God,
Tetrax?
It was like
not Tetrax. Volcano.
Animo?
No, the guy that was like the same species as Volcanus.
That guy. I'm sorry. We're missing. I apologize because I like this character, but it's like I totally forgot his name. Is it possible that Kevin killed him? Because we do not, because they're on the same ship, but it's like, is it possible that
he definitely diamond bolted his fucking skull? Like he definitely killed him. I can't imagine you have all that.
If we want to be optimistic, we could say he broke out in the middle of the night, and Kevin was not pleased.
I mean, yeah, you can't say. I mean, that's reassured. I'm like, because I like the character too, but you have all that. You have all of Ben's DNA. Even if you were scared for like a second, he just killed him. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I really think he just killed him.
We operate by the rule of comics of if we don't see a body, that motherfucker's not dead.
Okay, fine. In some grand scheme, like, yeah, he maybe didn't kill him. I do think if Kevin was going to get Ben again, you would think you would familiarize yourself with the aliens that Ben uses to at least know their weaknesses and know how they each play individually. Before you go after Ben, also he has the brains of. I'm assuming gray matter is only in the eye, right? He has no brain capacity.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's got zero brain capacity. No.
Okay, well then he's fucking stupid.
I think that's the thing with Kevin. I think Kevin, that's the point. I think he does have the potential to actually be as powerful as Ben. The problem is, one, I think each of the aliens are more of a fraction of the actual power of the Omnitrix, and two, we've seen that Kevin is a very arrogant individual. Like, he thinks he's the top dog. He feels like he doesn't have to do anything. So I feel like that's I think it's more hubris on his part than his like actually wanted training. So which is why he got his ass whooped so much during this fucking episode, because Ben's been doing all this experience and figuring like learning from him. Meanwhile, Kevin's like, nah, I don't need to do that shit. Fuck all y'all.
It's kind of like Vegeta, but without the motivation to actually get stronger.
I think you could say something like that. Yeah.
Actually, that's a pretty good comparison, because Vegeta didn't start training until he like lost.
Yeah.
He admitted to that. He's just like, oh shit. He's like, training? Fuck is that?
Like, anytime fucking Goku reaches a new form, it's like Vegeta's like, fuck it. I'm gonna get it, and I'm gonna get it. It's gonna be better than yours. Which is why I'm like, if Kevin 11 had that motivation, like, oh, I'm gonna have these aliens, and I'm gonna use them better than you would ever do, Ben. Like, I would have loved some like that with Kevin 11, but to me, the episode is good. The team up is great. I do think what squanders it for me is the fact that with Kevin lacks any motivation. Like, if anything, there's no reason for him to really get the Omnitrix, because you already have Ben's power. And I mean, might I point out, if Vilgax wanted all of Ben's DNA, he could extract it from Kevin, and it would accomplish almost the same thing. That's personally how I would see it. I don't know about any of you.
It's literally just the South Park audio, just the why the fuck am I here?
Yeah, it's like, Kevin, you're there because you're being used by fucking Vilgax. He's not your friend, okay? Let's sit you down for therapy. That fucking squid guy does not need you. He can accomplish a lot of his goals without you. He only needs you because you have access. You're one half of the Omnitrix. You have access to Ben's aliens. And if he wanted, Vilgax will kill you in your fucking sleep and take all the aliens and take the DNA without you knowing. Like, come on.
Come on, Kev. Come on.
But overall, good episode. Kevin doesn't need the Omnitrix. I think we all said that. But
Kevin lacks ambition.
Yeah. Any key moments that you guys wanna? Because I don't think we can do MVP because it's Master Control. There's no need for us. We can rate the episode at the end. But
I have like a favorite in this, and it was Wild One.
Okay, you can Okay, if you want to do it, then do it. I don't think they're. Okay, then how about this? No MVP. Pick a key moment that you liked, with whether it be an alien or Ben or just anything. So we'll start with you, Kai.
I liked Wildvine because there's a scene when like he kept switching in and out of aliens, but my favorite was just where he switched to Wildvine, grabbed the two Volpamenters, and just made them smash their heads together.
Oh, that was so fucking awesome.
That was
second is Stinkfly because he became an Uber service off screen.
Oh, yeah, that did happen.
Ben cracks capitalism. That's an It's Always Sunny promo. That's an It's Always Sunny title card right there. I'm surprised Ben. That's the first time Ben ever thought maybe I can use my aliens to get money, because Ben would be a great ass fucking Uber driver or fucking killer DoorDash driver with fucking Accelerator or Stinkfly. Bro, those meals would be on time.
You know, I would say Accelerated because Stinkfly, I feel like he would ruin your fucking meal just by the smell alone.
Oh, right, he probably melted with his fucking acid. You're right. Yeah, Accelerator.
Well, yeah, and also it's just the fact that he like stinks canonically. He smells.
Which I don't know how people manage to do the right thing. Because I'm like, I would not deal with that. Like, bro.
Well, just
imagine, if I had to choose between like a good ride to like a 20-minute ride to a restaurant I like, or a minute ride to a restaurant I like, but like it smells like total garbage, I would not be doing that.
Wait, whoa. Maybe Ben has a sign that says $5 for a Stinkfly ride, and you get and a clothespin. So you get to put a clothespin on your nose while you're riding.
I mean, I guess that would count.
It's capital. Ben cracked capitalism.
Thinking ahead.
Maybe it's not just. Maybe he wasn't just giving customers Stinkfly rides. Maybe it was like Accelerate and like maybe like Wild Mutt. Like, and maybe it was different kinds of aliens. He was making cash. I'm just saying.
Cash money.
Cold hard cash. Berg, what is a key moment for you that you liked in this episode?
Honestly, being Gwen just constantly just being a total fucking badass.
I would agree. Gwen kicked ass like the last episode of Dr. Animo. Gwen has not missed yet. Gwen is the reason Ben got out of that fucking no void. And I'm gonna say this, Gwen fucking deserves praise for both episodes and this one included.
No, Gwen has definitely redeemed herself after a really rough first start of the second season.
She's redeemed herself in the eyes of the Lord. I mean, in the eyes of me.
She earned straight up 100% praise for tricking a squid monster into believing he got the Omnitrix. And honestly, with that, she's a fucking badass. I fucking say she's a badass.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a key moment for me, it's two. The first one's very small. The short glimpse we have of Cannonbolt, because he doesn't appear in half of the season at all. And sometimes you forget he has him. And it pisses me off he's not used a lot, because I'm pretty sure he does use him a lot in season 3. I could be wrong, but the short glimpse we have of Cannonbolt's my favorite. And just, I'm going to agree with Berg. Just any scene where it's just Kevin, any scene where it's just Gwen and Ben just like, Ben just saying I miss Gwen. That was like we all on. I'm like, okay, you guys won me over. It's a good episode.
It was.
Yeah. Overall, great episode. Let's
Wait, don't we have to go like the Omnitrix ratings though?
Yeah, we're about to do it right now. That's what I'm saying.
Okay,
I've listened to a few episodes. We have not rated about 2 episodes. So, but what we're gonna do to make up for that is after this finale, we're gonna be doing a short bonus episode before we go on break. We're gonna do it at any point before we start season 3. We're gonna take all the episodes from season 2. And we're gonna make our own list of episodes from episodes that we didn't like to episodes that we did like, and we're gonna just discuss them. It's gonna be a fun thing, and that's gonna be it. So I hope you guys down for that?
Yeah, of course. I'm sure we can do that. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, to expect that at some point. But for now, we're gonna be Omni ranking this episode 1 out of 10 Omnitrixes. Kai's gonna go first.
1 out of 10. I'm just saying 10 out of 10.
No, damn Kai.
He's like the old switcheroo there.
The old switcheroo. Kai, what are you ranking this?
10 out of 10.
Oh, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good episode, dude.
It's good.
Okay.
Good choreography. Story's nice and tight. It's funny. It's got heart. It's good. That's it. I don't have high expectations. I swear.
Fair. Berg?
Honestly, I give it more or less. Yeah, 10 out of 10 as well. This was a fun episode. I really enjoyed it. Very great way to end off the season 2. I think it was honestly really great. I have to agree there.
I'm gonna give it. No, I'm joking. I was gonna say 5 and be like, "Fuck you." No, I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. 2. I'm gonna do that too. So we have full of we got 3 10s, bro.
Is this the first time we actually had 3 10s?
Yeah. I mean, like,
because every time we get close, I kneecap it.
To me, there's a glaring issue with Kevin. I feel like to me,
that's more of a nitpick.
That's more of
it's
a nitpick, but I'm like, it's a very minor nitpick. But it does not. That final shot of Ben getting his Omnitrix back, and you see, and it cycles through all the aliens. I'm like, I'm sorry, I have to give it 10 out of 10. That shot's so fucking amazing. I'm sorry.
It's iconic.
It makes the whole thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's an iconic fucking scene. So 10 out of fucking 10. We gonna rank it. And that will be it for season 2 of Ben 10 and season 2 Omni Rewatch. Guys, we fucking did it. We did season 2. We watched all of season 2 and talked about it.
We did. I do this yearly. Woo!
I do this
I'm actually in
yearly.
the middle of season 4 right now.
Oh wow.
Like outside
Yeah.
of the podcast, I'm in the middle of season 4.
I love this. Like meanwhile, I'm watching. Like meanwhile, I'm just like, I'm just chilling, watching. Meanwhile, Kai like way ahead of you guys.
So so you want to thank you guys for watching the Omni Rewatch season 2. We do appreciate you guys. The YouTube channel is we're gonna be posting more shorts of us reacting to these episodes. You got to give us time because I do have to edit these, and I have a lot of stuff to do for my channel. So there will be reactions on the channel. But if you want, I'll link the TikTok. All the reactions are there. I just have not posted them to YouTube just yet. So be aware of that. Also, at some point after this episode is out, we will probably be doing our season 2 breakdown of the episodes we didn't like and did like. So stay tuned for that. And with that has been Kaianimation's Professor Berg. And the guy who probably made this all guy who made this all possible with his weird idea he had in a dream. I'm your host, Ramen.
Did it actually come to you in a dream?
Yeah, it came to me in most ideas for things that I create. It comes to me in a dream. There was also no Ben 10 podcast out there. The fact that we're the only ones on Spotify doing this is saying something. So,
and if anyone tries, we'll sue.
We will. Like actually, I know. I actually legit know lawyers.
We will. If anybody takes the name Omni Rewatch, because the thing is, Omni Rewatch is such a catchy name because I came up with that. But if anybody takes it, we're suing. Don't know how we're gonna sue, but we gonna get some kind of lawyer and we suing.
No. We're representing ourselves on the stand.
Oh, is this gonna be an episode of It's Always Sunny?
I do know some legal jargon, so I can work out there.
No, we don't need
I know bird
the judge will just
law.
go like, okay, what's your case stand on? And I'm just like, our case stands on we call dibs.
Yeah.
I believe it falls under section code 420 under Mindsies.
Dude, let me handle this because I know you guys like Ramen. You have a little bit way. You have a not like losing your words, and Kai. Well, I feel like you're gonna piss off the judge in some way. So just let me.
I'm gonna
try to seduce the judge.
Berg, I know bird law, and bird law dictates that I can kick their ass.
Well,
like Your Honor, my clients, forgive them. They're morons. It's like. No.
With that bit aside. You guys have a good night. Stay safe. Omni Rewatchers, don't forget to watch the rest of these episodes. If you want to watch them from the beginning, you can. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good Ben 10 stuff you guys want. Peace out, y'all.